come to sitting on your mat, and when you do come down, bring your left leg to extend out to the side straight. Your right foot comes into the upper leg like this. Fingertips come either side of the hips and lengthen up through the body. Good, and take a few nice deep breaths there. Think about breathing into the belly and all the way round the ribs, so into the back of the ribs as well as the front of the ribs. And then on your next inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, leaning the side of the body towards the straight leg. So this left elbow comes down, maybe even slightly to the inside. Right arm reaches up and over, coming into a side lean. For some of you, you'll be up high, and that's fine, reaching up and over through that top hand. For some of you, you might come down a little bit lower, but don't force yourself to go too deep into the stretch to begin with. We're just warming up the body. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, back hand comes down, left arm lifts high. Some of you might stay there and just reach through the fingertips, or if it feels okay for you, then squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, reach back and come into a very gentle back bend. Inhale back through center. Exhale to lean over, retracing your steps. Inhale back up. And exhale, reach up and back. Good. Finding nice fluid movement to start warming your body up. Inhale back through. Exhale, nice big lean. Inhale back up. And exhale, reach up and back. Slowly lower the hips back down. Bend into this top knee, or left knee, and then bring that knee through center, so it's straight in front of you. You can take a little wiggle, ground the sit bones down again. Hands come either side of this front foot, thumbs facing up. And then we're going to lengthen the leg, work it towards straight. For some of you it will have a big bend, and that's okay. It's just working towards straight and then bending the knee again steadily, and take a few repetitions straightening and bending that leg just to a point where you feel resistance, and then slowly bending again. Good. And then after a few repetitions like that, the next time the foot's up, we'll bring it over to the outside of the right knee. If it doesn't comfortably go there and you feel really awkward, then bring it to the inside. You don't want to kind of wrench it and force it around, but if you can, it goes to the outside. Fingertips either side once more. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, we'll twist round to your left. Lead with your chest. And then maybe hold the upper leg with the right hand, and you're using that hold to help the chest twist round further. And just holding where you feel a nice twist for your body. And then slow to release back through center. Release this left foot. We'll swap to the other side, so the right leg extends out straight, toes up to the sky and drawing back towards you. Left foot comes into the upper thigh. Take a moment to lengthen the body. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, lean. Nice big side lean towards the straight leg. Think about the left rib cage drawing up and out, so you really get a side lean. You don't want to drop this shoulder just to reach further. You want to keep it up and over so you get a nice big bend in the body. Inhale back up through center. Left hand comes down, right arm up to the sky, and then reach up and back. Squeeze your glutes, press your hips forward, and then slow to lower back down. Retrace your steps, coming into this side lean, reaching up and over. Inhale back up. And exhale, reach up and back. Inhale back through center. And exhale, reach up and over. Good. Inhale back up. Back hand comes down, reach up and back. And then as the hips come down, you're bending into this right knee. Bring the foot through center. One hand either side and do that straightening and bending of the leg. Again, to a point where you feel resistance, but it should be a nice warm stretch. You don't want to feel any sharp pain. And ideally, what you want to feel as well is that you're stretching in the center of the muscles. It's not at either end of the muscles. Good, and then the next time you have hold of the foot, bring it over to the outside. Allow the hips to soften round with it. Again, if that feels really too uncomfortable and the right hip's way lifted, then bring the foot round to the inside of the knee. But if it can, it goes round to the outside. Fingertips come either side to lengthen up the spine. And on your next exhale, twist round to the right. Maybe elbow against the knee and holding that upper leg. Think about the chest leading the twist around and using that pressure of the arm against the leg to help you in your twist. And then slow to release back through. Unravel the legs and make your way forward to all fours. So whatever that means to you, whether you go up over the knees or swing the legs around, you come forward to all fours, wrists beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips. We'll allow the shoulders to take a little sway side to side, and then the hips to circle around, just loosening off with a little bit of movement. And just coming into your body and doing what feels right for your body. Okay, then we'll walk the hands forward very slightly. So a few inches forward with the hands. Spread out the fingers and press through the knuckles of the hands. Then we tuck the toes under and think about the hips leading up and back to come to your downward facing dog, looking for an upside down V shape. You want to think the upper arms are externally rotating and you feel your shoulder blades flatten and broaden on the back. Slow to walk your hands in towards your feet. When the weight's in the feet, bend the knees a little. And then inhale, bring the arms wide and high to reach up to the sky. And exhale, hands come together, heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up, wide and high. Exhale, swan dive down, hinge the hips, soften the knees as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, either fingers to the ground or hands to shins, and lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, walk the hands forward, come to a straight arm plank. Think about pressing through the heels, tailbone nice and long towards the heels. We'll go forward on the toes, lower your knees down with your elbows tucked in, lower your chest down, and then inhale, peel back to cobra. Just going as far as feels comfortable. For some of you, it will be down here, shoulders rolled back. Some of you will press up a little bit further, but try and keep a bend in the elbow and hips and legs to the ground. On your next exhale, release down, tuck your toes, come to downward facing dog. Walking on the spot for a couple of steps. And then holding still in your down dog. Knees lower down, hips move back, rest back to your child's pose, forehead resting on the ground. And bringing your attention to your breath, breathing in and out through your nose as much as possible. A nice, long, smooth, deep breaths. On your next inhale, lift up all fours, feeling wrists beneath the shoulders. We're going to start with the left leg and the right arm lifting. So think belly in, ribs in. On your next inhale, reach the right arm and the left leg away from one another. And then we're going to even turn it into a back bend. So lift the hand and the foot a little bit higher. On your next exhale, elbow comes to knee underneath the body. Don't worry if it doesn't touch, you're just heading towards the knee. Inhale to reach and extend. Exhale to tuck in and curl under. Inhale to reach and extend, holding there. Maybe that's enough and you hold there, or you can try the top hand reaching back towards the ankle. Press the hand into the ankle and come into a little bit of a back bend, pushing the ground away, keeping everything nice and switched on. And then release back all fours. We'll go with the left foot again. So left leg is extending back behind you, toes tucked under. Left foot grounds down to 90 degrees. And then this right foot just comes slightly to the edge of the mat. Left arm lifts up to the sky, look up at the thumb, holding there in your side plank. And then reach that top arm all the way up and over. We're going to float this left foot just off the ground slightly, and then bring elbow to knee in front of the body. Inhale to extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to reach and extend. Exhale to tuck in. Inhale, reach and extend. And then this time as you tuck in, take a hold of the knee. Bring the knee slightly up towards the sky. And for lots of you, that will be plenty enough. You'll hold there. For some of you, you can challenge yourself. Try peace fingers to big toes and try to start to extend that leg up towards straight. Some of you, it will have a big bend and that's okay. If you can work it towards straight, then do. And then bending the knee back to come back through center to all fours. Allow the shoulders to have a little movement before we swap to the other side. On your next inhale, we'll go left arm, right leg. Belly in, ribs in. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Holding there. And then trying to lift a little bit higher, come into a bit more of a back bend. On your next exhale, elbow to knee underneath the body. Push the ground away. Inhale to reach up and extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to reach up and extend and hold. Maybe you just reach the left hand back and bend the knee. If you can take a hold, then press that ankle into the hand. Push the ground away and come into a little bit more of a back bend. And then slowly coming back down to all fours. We go right leg this time, extend back behind you, ground the foot to 90 degrees. This left foot comes slightly out to the side, and then the right arm lifts up to the sky, look up at the thumb. Right hand reaches up and over, nice long stretch on the side of the body. And then maybe even lift the right foot slightly off the ground. Inhale, lengthen, fingertips away from the toes. Exhale, elbow to knee in front of the body. Inhale to extend. Exhale to tuck. Inhale to extend. Exhale to tuck. Inhale, extend one more time. Reach those fingers away from the toes. Exhale, tuck in. Take a hold of the knee. Draw the knee slightly higher to the sky. Again, that might be plenty enough there. Or for those of you that want a challenge, take a hold of the big toe. Start to extend the leg up towards straight. Keep pushing the ground away. And then slowly coming back down to all fours. Allow the shoulders to move and the hips to move. Just a little sway out. Hands walk slightly forward, tuck the toes, come to downward facing dog, holding in your down dog. And then little steps forward towards your thumbs at the top of your mat. Bend into your knees as much as you need to. And then when the feet are at the top and the weight's in the feet, inhale to bring the arms wide and high. Reach up to stand. Exhale, hands come together, heart center. Inhale, arms wide and high, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive down, hinge the hips, soften the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, either fingers to the ground or hands to shins. And exhale, step back, straight arm plank. You can go knees down, chest down, cobra, as we did before, or we go forward on the toes, lower halfway down to chaturanga. Either lower down to cobra now or push forward to your upward facing dog, pushing the ground away, keeping the hips lifted, pressing through the top of the feet. Going back over, downward facing dog. Big toes come together to touch. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, left foot forward between the hands, heel ball toe. Help it forward if it's not quite there. Coming up high onto the fingertips. You're staying high on this back knee. And then inhale to lift the upper body, coming up into your high lunge. Imagine we're holding a ball above our heads. Bending, so the front knee's over the ankle. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lean to your left hand side. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, hands come down to your hips. And then we're going to slowly straighten the front knee. So both legs are towards straight. Your glutes are switched on, the hips are square to the top of the mat. And then slowly bend into both knees till the back knee is hovering off the ground. Inhale, straightening up. Exhale, bending into both knees. Inhale to lift up. And exhale to bend and hold. Hands come around the front foot. Lower the back knee down. Release the back toes. Both hands come to the inside of the left foot as you walk it out to the side. You want the left ankle beneath the knee. Wrists beneath your shoulders. And then we're going to tuck the back toes again. Push through the back heel to straighten the leg. And take a few lizard press ups, so you're bending into the elbows. You might just go down an inch or so, or you might be able to touch the ground with your face. But just exploring that range of movement in your body. Good, gently lower the back knee once more, release the back toes. Turn these left toes out to the side. And then gently to the little toe side of the foot, so the knee's turning out. We're just going to lift the chest and the chin, come up to fingertips here. And then slow to lower back down, toes point forward, hands come back down. Left foot's going to lift up and back to three-legged dog. So you tuck the back toes, left foot lifts up and back to the sky. We stack the hip, left on right, bend the knee. Option to stay there, so you might just hold there. Or if you want a challenge and to move to wild thing, you bring the right shoulder over the wrist, toes find the ground on the other side of the body as the left hand reaches up and over and you point through the right toes. Keep pushing the ground away so this right shoulder is nice and strong. And then slow to move back through, downward facing dog. Lower your knees, bring your hips back. Rest back to your child's pose. Rest your forehead to the earth. Feel your hips heavy over the heels. And feel as though you're breathing into the back of the body. So the ribs on your back are expanding up to the sky with your inhale. And then releasing back down with your exhale. And then on your next inhale, lift up all fours. Exhale, toes tuck under, downward facing dog, hips up and back to the sky. Big toes come together to touch. Inhale, right leg lifts high up and back. Exhale, right foot forward between the hands, heel ball toe. Inhale, lift the body up into a lunge. Imagine we're holding a ball above your head. And as you exhale, lean to the right hand side. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hands come to the hips. And we slowly straighten out this front leg, so lifting the body, both legs straightening. On your next exhale, bending into both knees till the back knee is hovering off the ground. And then inhale to straighten back up, straightening out both legs. Exhale to bend into both knees. Inhale to straighten back up. Exhale, bend into both knees, nice and controlled. Hands come around the front foot. Lower the back knee, then both hands to the inside of that front foot. Walk the foot out to the side, ankle beneath the knee, wrists beneath your shoulders. Tuck the back toes, push through the back heel to straighten the back leg, and then take a few lizard press-ups, bending and straightening into your elbows. You don't want this left hip to drift back. You want to keep the right hip crease pressing back and square as you take these lizard press-ups. And then the next time you straighten back up, lower the back knee, release the back toes, turn the right toes out to the side to a little angle, onto the little toe side of the foot, and then lift the chest and the chin. Roll the shoulders back and down. And then come back down to the palms of the hands. Toes lower down and point forward. We're going to lift this right foot up and back to a three-legged dog. So it's lifting up and back. You stack the hip right on left. Bend the knee. For some of you that will be plenty and you just stay here holding this position. This is a hard position on its own. Or you try and bring the left shoulder over the left wrist. Lift the right hand as that right foot finds the ground. Reach up and back and extend the left leg out towards straight. Good. See if you can control the way back through. So you're turning the foot, controlling as you come back through, downward facing dog. Then we'll rest again, child's pose. Knees down, hips back, forehead resting down. Good, and again, focus in on your breath. Nice deep breaths in and out through your nose as much as possible as you rest in your child's pose. Inhale, lift up all fours. Exhale, toes tuck under, downward facing dog. And then walk both your hands and your feet towards the center of your mat. So the hands and the feet are walking towards one another. When the weight's in the feet, inhale, bring the arms wide and high to come to stand. And exhale, hands come together, heart center. Give your arms and your legs a little shake out, ready for standing balance. So we're going to ground into the right foot. For that you lift and spread out the toes. You're grounding all four corners of the foot, so big toe, little toe, either side of the heel, and bring your hands to your hips. Inhale to lift the left knee as the weight shifts to the right foot. Right arm reaches up to the sky, and use your left peace fingers to hook your big toe. And that might be enough. You might just hold there, and that's still a hard position to maintain. Or you start to extend the leg forward towards straight, bending back into the knee, releasing the foot through center. Bring the hand to the ankle, and now sometimes it's nice to take the inside of the ankle, thumb facing up, so that you get a nice opening on the shoulder. And then as you tilt the hips forward, reach that front hand forward, press the ankle into the hand for your dancer's pose. And don't worry how high up you go, you might be here. And just try and hold there with the chest nice and strong. Some of you will go a lot higher, but try and keep the left hip rolling forward. We don't want it rolling back too much. And then slow to come up through standing. And release the arms and the legs. Again, shake it out, keep everything nice and loose. Think about the left foot now. Lift and spread out the toes. Ground all four corners. Big toe, little toe, either side of the heel. Hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the right knee. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Right hand, the peace fingers hook the big toes. That might be enough. You might just hold there. Or start to extend the leg forward towards straight. Slowly come back through center. Bring the hand and the foot behind you again. If you can, hold the inside of the ankle, thumb facing up. Press that ankle back. And then moving to a dancer's pose, whatever that means to you. Keep the right hip curling forward, so you're opening through the chest and the hip flexor, rather than just opening that hip up. Good, and then slowly back up through center, and give the arms and the legs a shake out. Good, and then you're going to come all the way to lying down on your back. So you might need to adjust where the laptop is if you're on a laptop or if you're on a TV or a screen. And just wherever you are, make sure you can see me. So you're coming down onto your back, having your toes together, knees stay hip width apart. We're going to reach the arms up to the sky. Keep the wrists, elbows and shoulders all in alignment. And you're pushing the hands up towards the sky. On your next inhale, reach the fingertips and the toes away from one another. And then as you exhale, you bring them towards one another. Bring the knees to the upper arms. Try and lift the hips and the shoulders. Good, and then you take a few repetitions like that. And then pushing and lifting up. And then the next time you come to curl around and lift up, holding there, trying to breathe steadily, point through the toes, push the arms up, have as little amount of the back on the ground as possible. And then relax the body, hug the knees into the chest. So this is your upside down crow pose. If you've got any issues with your wrists or with weight bearing, you can just stay in this position and work on your crow this way up. Or if you want to have a go the other way up, then you tilt back and forth to come up. We're going to bring the hands in the same position, so wrists, elbows, shoulders, all the same distance apart. Your knees touch into your upper arms, and your toes are going to be towards one another. You're going to lift your hips up high, create a ledge for your knees to rest on, and then feel your elbows over your wrists. For some of you, this will be enough. You'll stay up on the toes and hold there. For some of you, you'll be able to maybe lift one foot, and for some of you, you'll be able to lift both. Keep your gaze slightly forward. Press through your fingertips. And then release down, but have a little play around. So it might be that you're just on the toes and you get 20 or 50% of the weight in your arms. And that's still, you know, it's not all about lifting the feet, it's about finding stillness wherever you are. So you can have another little play around, have another go at lifting. I'll just move the other way on so that you can see a common fault that people have is that the elbows come out to the side, and that's going to make the shoulders weaker, and you're more likely to collapse and you're less likely to lift your weight off. So what you think is the eyes of the elbows point forward, the upper arms externally rotate, and that gives you a nice platform to then lift your toes off and come into your crow pose. And then wherever you are, we'll release back down, and then make your way to downward facing dog once more. Hands walking forward, feet walking back. And then just walking out in slow motion, so half the speed that you might normally lift and lower the heels. Come back to sitting, whether that's swinging the legs around or crossing them beneath your body. And then from sitting, we'll come all the way to lying down on your back. So hips shift forward, lie all the way down, and give your knees a hug in. Think about the back long and heavy to the ground as you draw the knees into the chest. Now we're going to bring the right ankle across the left upper leg, just right up by the knee. So the ankle crosses over. You've got this kind of figure of four with the legs. And then the left hand, you can either hold the hamstring, or for some of you, you'll be able to hold the shin. But don't let the lower back lift up too much if you are holding there. And just gently draw that into your body as you have the back nice and long to the ground. With this foot, keep the foot engaged, so the foot's flexed and the toes are drawing back. And just nice deep breathing there. Lower that left foot down to the ground. And then we're going to roll the whole body over to the left-hand side. To begin with, the top foot comes down, but the knee stays up, and we open the arms out to the side. Good. I'm just going to shift over to make sure you can see the leg position. So that knee stays up to begin with. And then we're going to bring that top knee down towards the ground. Comes all the way down if it can. If it can't, it can stay lifted slightly. And then you come into a deeper lying twist. Just allowing the breath to really slow down. And for gravity to help you rest deeply into the twist. And then really slow to bring that top knee back through center. Roll back onto your back. And then we'll swap the legs to the other way. So the right ankle crosses over the left upper leg, right up at the knee. Oh, the left ankle crosses over the right leg. And then drawing either the hamstring or the shin in. Good. So same again. A few nice deep breaths, holding there. Checking in this top foot is engaged and drawing back towards you. Your lower back is pressing down towards the ground. And then lower the right foot down. Allow this top foot to come down towards the ground. Press the knee away from you slightly. Open the shoulders and the arms out. Pausing there for a couple of breaths. And then allowing this top knee to continue its journey all the way down towards the ground, touching if it can. And then nice steady breathing as you rest and relax into the twist. Now you're particularly thinking belly button up is taking a lot of the twist. So it's your upper back or your thoracic spine that gets the most opening in this twisting angle. And then the left arm comes back over. Roll back onto your back. Give both knees a little hug in and a circle around. And then make your way to lying down position. Extend the legs out straight. Bring your hands by your side, palms facing up to the sky. And then feel your limbs heavy. The length of your spine loose and relaxed. Check in with your lower jaw. Is it holding on to any tension? Just checking it's unclenched and nice and loose. Eyelids are heavy and closed, allowing your eyes to rest. Then even the muscles in your face are loose and relaxed as they lie soft against your face. Bring both hands to your belly. Bring your attention back into your breath. Nice deep breathing in and out of your belly. Notice how the hands rise as you breathe in, as they lower as you breathe out. Just focusing on that diaphragmatic breath. Really breathing deep into your belly for the next few breaths. Bringing life to your fingers and your toes, giving them a wiggle around. And then your wrists and your ankles, circling them around. Give your knees a big hug into your chest. Draw them in, press the lower back to the ground. And then allow them to circle round any way that feels good. Take a gentle rock from side to side. And then back and forth and up to sitting. Good, coming to crossed legs. Bring the palms together to touch. Rub the hands to create some heat between them. And then rest those hands to the shoulders and the neck. Just giving yourself a nice massage there. Good, and maybe even squeezing down the length of the arms to the hands and the fingers, down the length of the legs all the way to the feet. Then thumbs come to your forehead, your third eye for kind and powerful thoughts. Fingers to your lips for kind and powerful words. And hands to your heart for kind and powerful deeds. Namaste.